Hi, Snowy here. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Snowy. I am a self discovery coach and an online hatha yoga instructor. Really, I just like to help women of color along the self discovery journey through spirituality and yoga. So, um, the title for this, or the topic, is letting go of unsatisfying situations and disappointment along the self discovery journey. So, disclaimer, bear with me. I have notes down here, so I will be looking down from time to time, but I just want to make sure that I don't forget anything. Okay, so first things first, letting go of unsatisfying situations and disappointment. Well, I think first you would have to say, or I would have to start by saying that disappointment is completely normal. It's a part of the human experience. It's important that you don't avoid it. Um, just like any other emotion, it should be experienced to its full extent and really understood. And then from there, you can let it go. But it's just important to kind of note that because that's how you um, become spiritually stronger, by truly allowing yourself to be in the moment, to be mindful, to be in the now, to acknowledge your emotions for what they are, to understand their source. And once you've done your bit of reflecting, you can get up and you can say, okay, I understand. And then you can go from there. So I think it's just really important that you note that it's completely normal and it's natural and it's nothing wrong with it. You know, there's no way that you're going to have an amazing day 365 days out of the year. It's just, we experience disappointment. It's a part of life, but it's important again that you just note that bit. So that takes me to the next point, which is ignoring intuition, because I feel as if many times we ignore our intuition for the sake of wanting to, I don't know, for whatever reason we decide to ignore our intuition, whether it's just to be in a commitment, to be with someone else, to not stir the pot, to just be cool and cordial, whatever your reason is. It's oftentimes your intuition is what tells you. It gives you your heads up. And so when you ignore it, it's not unlikely that you're going to experience unsatisfying situations because you're not listening to your higher self. Your higher self is literally telling you, instructing you, giving you help as to, like, okay, this might not work out. Maybe we should try something else. Your gut instinct, the first thing that you feel that resonates with you, you're supposed to listen to it. So when you don't, the universe, it kind of forces your hand, really. So that takes me to the third point, which is being scared of change and scared of being lonely and alone. Now, you might be wondering why I'm mentioning this, but I'm mentioning it because it's a part of the self-discovery journey, and you will grow and you will evolve and you will likely begin by telling everyone that and love, your closest family to you, about your experiences and the things that you're benefiting from and how you're changing. And people may not always resonate with you and your journey and your path because it's a spiritual one, and that's okay. That goes back, that's a bit of a disappointment. But at the same time, you have to understand that everyone has their own personal alarm clock, and to be waking up when you're not ready, it's. So that's just something that I feel like it is important because there's a really good chance that you may be disappointed by someone close to you along this journey. Just maybe it's they're like I mentioned in the example, they're not understanding, or they're just disinterested in the situation or in the topic. But whatever the case is, you have to understand that change is beautiful, change is growth, change is death, change is transformation, change is going from an ending to, a new beginning. It's starting something over, starting something fresh, a mindset, a way of thinking, a way of feeling, a way of responding. So it's just really important that you acknowledge that when you begin to exercise your spiritual muscles by doing things like 1 through 3 that I've mentioned so far, you will begin to grow substantially. And you have to understand that that's okay. You're not always going to have someone there for you every step of the way. Maybe most of the trip, and maybe not. But it's just important that you know that change is normal, change is healthy, and change is beautiful. It's inevitable. And so when you really learn how to embrace it for all that it is and for all that it has to offer, situations that were once unsatisfying, they just don't bother you as much. Things that you would have been disappointed by, it just doesn't matter. Because once you begin to raise your vibrations and you elevate your frequency, you elevate your mindset, your way of thinking, your way of believing, well, all of these other things, they begin to fall off. Okay? So that's going to take me to my last point, which is kind of, I guess, reiterating what I just mentioned. You will outgrow people, places, and things, and that's okay. You just have to be willing. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have to go and say off with head for everyone that you know, but you have to be open and understanding to the fact that, like I mentioned before, you're not always going to have someone on the path with you. Some people aren't meant to be in your life forever, and so that's just a really important lesson. And I feel that it's probably one of the biggest aspects of this journey, because everything that you thought that you knew, you feel like you don't know anymore. And that is a huge disappointment. That's, if you're familiar with cognitive dissonance, it's literally mind-boggling. And it's just like when you are growing on the spiritual path, you may be experiencing contradictory beliefs. Or you could just be learning that things that you used to believe in, you don't believe in anymore, and that could be conflicting. So you just have to be willing to grow uninhibitedly. Just allow yourself, but know that when it's time to clear off, dead leaves, you have to just allow it to go. And the same thing goes for in the heat of the moment when you're experiencing confrontation or disappointment or an unsatisfying situation. Take a moment to step back into yourself and to become mindful of what it is that's really bothering you and why you feel triggered. Now, when you take the time to become mindful and you take the time to understand, to dissect the situation, you're able to say, like, okay, this is frustrating because, I have somewhere that I need to be and I came early. Talk yourself through it, whatever this situation or this disappointment is. Talk yourself through it and allow yourself to feel the emotions. Allow yourself to acknowledge why you feel the way you do. It's literally one of the most life-changing things that you could ever do. Ever. Okay? So, I think that's it. I'm trying to make the videos a little bit shorter and a little easier to consume. I know those 10, 15, 20-minute videos are a little intimidating, but I hope that you like. Please share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Also, if you're interested in any of the services that I provide, like self-discovery coaching, feel free to just check out the link below. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Poetic Touch. So, as always, it's my absolute honor to serve you. Till the next video. Bye.